5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, welcome back to Does My Bank Still Love Me? I'm Jackie Benster. I'm still talking with Liron Liftik. Hi, Liron.
Hi, it's still good to be here.
Yes, thanks for not running away.
Yes, it's always tempting, but no.
We've been talking about the loan modification program that Mr. Obama and Congress put in. I'm not going to say it was just Mr. Obama because Congress passed it.
Yes, absolutely.
And at the time, I'm still talking from a newspaper article from the Seattle Times from September 26th. This article says that the Obama administration had grand hopes for its relief effort in February of 2009. At the time, officials said the government could help as many as 4 million homeowners lower their mortgage payments to help avoid foreclosure. And we've been talking about how that has not indeed happened. And there is another quote from this paper that I would like to kind of, talk about this segment. And that is, people say the economy is too fragile to give up. In recent weeks, Wall Street economists and academics have suggested the government could back the refinancing of all homes with mortgages backed by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or other government entities. A Columbia Business School professor said that this could benefit about 37 million homeowners versus the 4 million that they were aiming at. Why didn't they do this in the first place? Are you aware of this program, or I mean,
this idea?
This idea
Yeah.
of having the government back the refinancing of all homes with mortgages through Freddie Mae,
Fannie and Freddie, yeah. So there's a variety of different solve it type of ideas that have various levels of merit. You know, obviously, Columbia School of Economics is going to be on the higher end of that. And I would say that, and I've had in conversations with, senior vice presidents had, an idea of how you could solve things that they said, yeah, that could work. But there's certain things about the marriage between all of these entities and how they function. So in practice, almost analogous to the way a lender functions, or just a huge, huge, huge entity. So the way large systems are managed is different from how an individual manages a particular interaction. And that very much gets played out when you're talking about, the two largest government-backed loan profit centers or entities that exist in terms of, hey, should Fannie and Freddie bear all this burden? Well, I mean, let's start with the political implications of the federal government backing refinances to improve homes at, they're already in the home particularly, but at a time in the market when these loans are losing value and scheduled to continue to lose value.
Yeah.
There's another article that was released this morning that I read about that was through Fannie and Freddie speculation that essentially said that the way the Fannie Freddie management is working at the service level is so flawed that they're estimating the time for the recovery to be almost 300% longer than was originally speculated. Now, this goes up and down all the time, right? You hear, oh, it's going to be 3 years, it's going to be 5 years. The article this morning said another 10 years of this before this is figured out. So you hear this fluctuation, but the point is that I think in response to this, I think it would be really interesting to explore the intricacies of the model. I think that would be. But without that, it's kind of like there's a variety of solutions. And typically to these types of problems, they need to come from, from the private sectors, the educators, the people who are seeing things like that. But really, it comes down to what is a system that can be adopted by the entire country that's going to work. And right now, the question is who. I don't know. What we've seen successful is the grassroots level. And saying, look, is there a way to mimic the grassroots approach? In terms of there's certain categories of people, and there's ways to identify them. And while you can't get it specific, at least you can get it to a higher qualified person making detailed decisions on, here's everything in a nutshell. Can you boil this down so that you can spend 15 or 20 minutes, analyze somebody's circumstance, all of the information's at their fingertips, so they can be blowing through 4 or 5 of those in an hour. And it's about quantifying, to me, it's about quantifying the information, making it readily accessible to qualified and skilled individual who have the training to know what there is to know about it, and have the other people who right now, in my experience, are the receiving this financial information and making determinations about its accuracy or validity, kind of move them into a little bit more of a role that's less prone for error, a role that doesn't have as many facets, a role that isn't as exposed to a subjective opinion. And then that way, you know, they're really kind of doing the heavy lifting, getting this to this, and really compartmentalizing the roles so that that person who ends up making it happen anyway is doing so, but just much more efficiently.
So it sounds like when you were talking about education, that was one of the points you were making.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like the people that you really think need to be educated are the gatekeepers of the banks and the mortgage companies. Would that be correct, or is it also the persons, our distressed homeowners? Is it both sides that need to be educated?
I feel that it's more the homeowner needs to be educated to be able to determine what the free market is offering them.
Okay.
So there's some ideas overall. You should have more highly skilled entry-level personnel, but that's not, you know, that's really difficult to determine as in a private institution.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's also what's out of our control.
Absolutely.
You know,
and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Is do the things that keep you in control. Don't say, well, what I'm going to do is make efforts to see if Chase will get their customer service to...
Fixed.
Right. Yeah.
Not fixed, I'm sorry. I bank with Chase. Some of their customer service people are fabulous.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to impugn them,
But
because
more
they're nice
sophisticated in offering assistance for home loan modification.
All
Let's
right,
put
there
that
you
out
go.
there, right?
There you go.
At the end of the day, you're going to have to be able to determine, is
All
this
right.
person telling me right or wrong? Is this right or wrong for
All
me?
right. All right. So we're gonna stay focused on our individual person who's in distress, or our individual family that's in distress, and see what we can do to educate them on this program, which is our goal.
Yeah. And I mean, we could have another segment that talks about, you know, the different moral implications, or like Agriondo's vision for solving all of this, which is very refined and all this, but
You have a
know.
grandiose
oh,
vision?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
a grandiose vision
yeah.
is in the room. I
Yeah.
love this.
Oh, yes.
Okay, a
Always.
future topic.
It
a
always
future
is.
topic.
It's in the audience too, you know.
All right. We have to take a break right now. So we will come back hopefully one of these days. Probably today we have something at the end of the program which is very sad. And so the final two segments of the show are actually scheduled already. We can't talk about the grandiose idea on this today's program.
That's right.
But we will come back another time and do that, and I will look forward to that because I love grandiose. And thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new person to introduce to you today. Say it again? Rebecca Schrader. Bad with names today. Sorry about that. Rebecca Schrader will be joining our team today, and she will be conducting the next segment of our show. So don't go away. You have a treat in store. Thank you so much.